Hey guys, welcome back to Rusty Brown Photography, where today we are talking about photography appreciation. Specifically, how and where do I like to view the work of other photographers? And what are my favorite YouTube channels for photography? Let's get it. Hey guys, I'm Rusty. Welcome back to the channel. So glad you guys are here. Today I wanted to have a quick discussion about the appreciation of photography and those that do it really well. I wanted to talk about how I view photography and where, and then, show you a couple of my favorite YouTube channels, right? So let's get right into it. For me, first and foremost, I prefer books, magazines, and such. As an example, American Photography magazine doesn't come out anymore, as many magazines don't. But I used to love to get this magazine. This one's over 10 years old, Images of the Year with Mike Tyson on the cover. I used to like to get this and turn the pages just to see what was going on in the photography community, right? So while they did some product stuff and cameras and lenses, it really did showcase the work of a lot of photographers that inspired me to, want to go out and take pictures. I use a different type of magazine as an example, right? So a couple years ago, I had a job to photograph a model who has a lot of body art. So that means that your posing and your positioning has to not only accommodate the best look for your model, but also for the body art that she has. So I sought out the best way to do it, and this was recommended to me. World's Best Tattoo Models had some really great examples in there that helped me understand the posing and the lighting so that I could not only capture a good rendering of the model, but also highlight whichever tattoo she wanted to focus on. So again, there's a ton of references online, I'm sure, but I just do best when I have something I can look at and I can study over and over again. This was a big help for that. Sometimes you just see something that you like, and that's where this comes in. This CD of Rihanna called Good Girl Gone Bad Reloaded is one that I bought when I saw it. Real talk, I haven't played the CD. It's here. But I bought it because I was intrigued by the cover. When I look at this, I see a harsh light on her leading shoulder and left side with some dramatic fall off to the back. The combination of the shadows and the pose that she used, I think, is just really, really, really good. I don't know if it was her idea or the photographer's, and I'm a big fan of Riri. It was this particular picture that captured my attention. I like to view things that I can see, right? When you're not talking about those, the other types of books are just reference books, right? As an example, this is a book by Sergey Ramelli, an amazing book, right? I saw him as a guest on Scott Kelby's show. Scott Kelby does a really good show on the Adobe network where he's interviewing other photographers and getting their insight into how they do what they do. A year or so ago, Sergey was a guest on there. He talked about the amount of time it took him to put this masterful book together of Los Angeles. While watching the show, I ordered it online, and some of the 2-page shots are amazing. But all of the work is fantastic. I just enjoy viewing things like this. And then also, there are the timeless classics like this. So I'm sure I'm dating myself when I say this is from Life magazine. Many of you probably don't even know what that was, but it was an amazing magazine. We had them around the house when I was growing up. And Life did a series called The Classic Collection with some of the most iconic images ever shot by some of the most amazing photographers out there. And it even comes with 25 prints that were, you unfold them and you could actually frame them. Going through this book just brings back some amazing memories. And again, looking at the work of these guys is very inspiring. The last example of a book that I'm going to show is a big one. Heavy. It's got weight, right? This is Annie Leibovitz, A Photographer's Life, and this is just 1990, I believe. Yeah, 1990 to 2005. There are other versions of this. Vern gave me this one, and I just love it. You can't get through the whole thing in a single sitting, and there's some amazing images in here to include the iconic image of Demi Moore fully pregnant that was on the magazine cover, which at that time raised an awful lot of eyebrows, right? And Annie just, well, I mean, she's an amazing photographer. And what you'll find with some images in a book like this, you'll see that some of the shots are grainy and not as crisp and clear as we're used to doing in the digital world today, but still amazing. And the people, Michael Jordan, Michael Jackson, the names are endless, depending upon what version you get. So Annie Leibovitz, A Photographer's Life, is another great resource for me. If I'm not looking at photographs in a book or in a pictorial of some sort, I do look online. But you may be surprised that where I'm really not spending a lot of time is here on this phone in Instagram. Instagram has its place, don't get me wrong, but I just don't think it's the best place to really check out the work of other photographers. There are two places that I really go to a lot. Let's take a look at those. The first place is this site called 500px. I call it 500pix. I really enjoy this site. I'm sad to say, though, that I'm no longer posting on this site because it was sold to a Chinese company maybe a year or so ago, a little more. And their terms and conditions changed dramatically to the point where you're really giving up a lot of your rights to your photographs when you post here. So while I don't post here anymore, I do still come here to admire so much of the work of other photographers. They do some really good work, and these are the types of images that I just don't think resonate well in a phone view. I like to look at 500px, and I like to do so on a big screen because some of the images are just fantastic. So while this is my probably favorite place to view photography, it's not where I post. So if you want to know where I post, I will tell you. It is actually Flickr. True story about Flickr. I had a long time, relationship with Flickr, and then I left because it just didn't seem to be the right platform. But after 500px started having all of those different changes, not just me, but a lot of folks have come back here. So this is kind of where I tend to post my work, for example, and I just get more views from other photographers in this particular realm, right? I mean, if I go here and go down to Olivia, for example, what is the count now? 9,700 views. I've never gotten anything close to that on Instagram, right? Look at one of these, for example, like this one of 4xD called The Fan. Almost 4,000 views. Again, most of these views are coming from other photographers, and that means a lot to me because this is a place that photographers go to actually, show you what they do. So this is where I'm posting. I do post occasionally on Instagram, but my reasoning for posting here is to try to get my serious audience to either come here to Flickr or to come here to YouTube to see what I'm really about. I'm okay with Instagram. It's just that I think some of the beauty of some of the photographs that I like to look at, one, I just have a tough time watching them on a small screen. Even if I were looking at 500px or Flickr here, it's just not the best environment. But Instagram is just loaded full of all kinds of stuff, and I don't think that, to appreciate photography that you can sit here and just scroll. I think you have to stop and come to a place to look at photographs like you would with a book, with an intention and with a purpose. And so that's why I go to sites that I think are, specific to photographers. Last thing I'm going to talk about today is YouTube, right? You're here today. Thank you. Because there's tons of really good content about photography on YouTube. So I'm going to show you some of my favorite YouTubers and tell you why they are. I'm going to start here with my man, Manny Ortiz. Manny is an amazing photographer. I come to Manny's channel to basically look at product. Manny does a lot of things on the channel, but what I find he does most is product evaluation, especially with different lenses and what the results are, for portraiture and things like that. So when I want to know about lenses and what's going on in the lens community, I come over to Manny's channel. If I want to know, for example, what's going on specifically in Sony space, because I am a Sony shooter, I come here to Jason Vong's channel. Jason, another amazing YouTuber and an extremely good photographer, but he focuses on things that are Sony and specifically Sony Alpha. Even though he doesn't shoot with an A99 like I do, he covers everything from how Sony does video to how it does photography. He talks about lenses, he talks about bodies. If you want to know what's really going on in the Sony community, I think Jason's channel is the way to go. When I'm looking for inspiration and education, there are 3 YouTubers that I go to. First, I come over to Irene's channel. Irene Rudnick. I think Irene does more with less than anyone. I don't see her doing a whole lot with product, like here's a new camera, here's a new lens. But what she shows you is how to use available light, how to use an available set in a small environment to get the type of photography you want to do. She does some boudoir work, but mostly all of her work involves people. I can come and look at any of the videos here from Irene and be inspired to do more. The next person who I follow to learn photography, my man Miguel Quiles, another great photographer, has a really good YouTube channel. He does some collaborations with Manny. It is a very small community. In fact, I do believe I've seen a video with Manny, Miguel, and Irene actually. So this is a fairly small community. But what I get from Miguel is just how to do a single light portrait, how to use this one lens to get the look you want. If you're looking for some inspiration and how to do some really cool things with your photography, you will not go wrong with Miguel. I'm a big Matt Granger fan. I always have been. I've been to Matt's workshops. I think Matt is an amazing teacher. He really cares about the student, and I'm always impressed with Matt and his work. And fun fact, I'll put a link to a video of Matt's, I don't know what year it was from. I think it was 2015, where he's talking about Lightroom and how to use the clarity tool for some things. Check out that video and see if you see anybody in there Hint, hint. Again, my favorite teacher of photography is Matt Granger. My one overall favorite YouTube channel for photographers, though, is Sean Tucker. If you haven't spent time here on this channel and you are a photographer, you should make some time to do so. He just approaches photography differently, I should say, than anyone I know. In fact, if you go to his about, one of the things that I really admire about him is, what you see is what you get. And as he says here, he's more interested in the why of photography. His joy and passion for photography are just so present in everything that he does. I just think that he's an amazing individual and a extremely good photographer. Obviously, there are a lot of great YouTubers out there. I can't follow them all. I do look at others, right? I have spent a lot of time in the Northrop camp for a while with Tony and Chelsea. I'm not a huge Jared Polin fan. Not against him, not for him. I just don't tend to follow him there. I do like Maddie Hapoya, but I think that Maddie is more video, a great photographer, but he spends a lot of time on how to vlog and video and movie production. Same thing with Pete McKinnon. That dude is next level. Amazing photographer, amazing content creator, an amazing movie maker. What I like about Pete is he's just super inspiring. And again, I've probably left out dozens that you could find that are equal to, or maybe in your case, better than the ones that I subscribe to. So let me know who you follow on YouTube for photography. Let me know what's your favorite place or method, I should say, of viewing photography online. And lastly, you know, do you buy photography books when you can find them? Do you explore photography that way? I think it's extremely important for all of us to do, to get to know the art in every way that you possibly can, or more specifically in every way that's important to you. Again, thank you guys so much for rocking with Rusty Brown Photography. This will be the last episode before Christmas, so wait a sec. Okay, that's better. Like I was saying, this will be the last episode before Christmas. So I want to wish you all a Merry Christmas, a blessed Christmas, a safe Christmas. And if I don't get an opportunity to put out a video before the end of the year, have a Happy New Year. I will definitely be continuing this effort in 2021. Again, I appreciate the time that you take to be here with me. It means an awful lot. Enjoy your holidays. Be safe. And I look forward to seeing you all again.